Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SEL. So today is finally the day. My Base 3 has arrived. So let's crack it open. Now I ordered one or two extra goodies of mine, so yours might not look like this, but here's the box for the Base 3. Product number 2208010. OBS date of May 30th of 2024. And I also got, I wanted to get a copy of the catalog from last week. And I figured, let's get a Cab 1L thrown into the mix too. So let's put the Cab 1L and the catalog aside and put this aside. And let's crack open the Base 3 box. Yeah. This side. There it is. Oh, I like that. It's got magnetic clamps on the side there. I really like that. It's a nice color blue. Control your world. So here's the interior of the box when you open it. A little quick start guide. I'm sure we'll take a look at that in a second here when we go to install it. And a plastic cover. Micro USB to USB. Command module. I'm sure that's programmable, but we'll look into that here in a second. The antenna for the Base 3. And the Base 3 itself. Power supply, power cord. Put the box side here for a second. There it is. There's the Base 3. It's great to finally have this in my hands and be able to fully run my command engines as they're meant to run. But let's take a look at the instruction manual and let's get started on hooking this thing up. Alright, so I'm going to read the instructions here, but I'm going to try and put it up here on the screen in a little better format for y'all. It says, Step 1, thread the external antenna onto the port on the back of the Base 3. Connect a wire to the track U port on the back of the Base 3. Connect the other end to the ground U terminal on your AC transformer or the outside rails of your track. Then plug it into the power cord. Plug the power cord into a grounded wall outlet. And it says a warning, 120 volts AC only. Flip on the power switch. The Base 3 will flash its front lights for approximately 15 seconds while performing a system check. When it finishes, the lights on the front will go out and the Lionel lights at the ends will pulse, indicating it's ready to go. Then it says download the app to your smart device, available from the Google Play on the app stores. And for complete Base 3 and App 3 guide, visit control.lionel.com. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later. But let's get it all hooked up to the layout. Alright guys, so it's about a week or so later since the previous parts of the video here, and I wanted to give myself time to get familiar with using the Base 3 and make sure I understand how to use it a little more than just it being fresh out of the box for the video. So what I decided to do was hook it up completely independent of my transformer and run a singular wire from the track U port to the opposing outer rail from my normal ground, which it seems to be, from my testing, that it doesn't matter which ground wire it's on, whether it's the one that's shared with a transformer or not, the engine will still receive its signal. And another thing I had to do was I had to get this Lionel TMCC lock-on in order to make my transformer work. I have the GW180 power brick that has the throttle box, but when I went to power up the track for the first time, it did not see the signal. And through my testing, I used my old Lionel CW180. It worked fine, but for some reason the GW180 did not. So I took out the plug that goes into the transformer, took the housing off of this board, plugged it in, and now it works just fine. So if your layout is powered by a singular GW180, this will fix your problem. Alright, so now we've moved over to control.lionel.com so we can get to some more detailed instructions. So we're going to come back to the base 3 cab 1L connection here in a second. But let's dig in and see what we can find. So this is the connecting base 3 to your layout, which we've already done part of. So let's skip down to power up the track. With your engine on the track and ready to roll, power up your track to a constant 18 volts. And if a circuit breaker trips, check the wheels, any cars. Check to make sure the track is free of all metals that may cause a short circuit. So before we move back over to the table, let's go ahead and pair the cab 1L. I'll also go over how to pair the app with the base 3, but since I only had the cab 1L and not the cab 2, I'm going to go with the cab 1 for this video. So let's start here at connecting cab 1 to base 3. To learn the channel of your base 3, press the remote channel button on the front of your base 3. Watch the base 3 yellow light bar blinking, observe, and then note the number of repetitions. That number is your channel of your base 3. So let's go take a look at that. So here we are again in front of the base 3. So we're going to press the remote channel button, which is this middle one, and we're going to see what happens. So looks like our channel is 1. So let's go back over to the computer and see what our next step is. Alright, so our next step here to match the channel is to remove the sliding cover over the set key at the bottom of front of the cab 1L. Hold down the set key and press the number key 1 through 9 to pick the radio channel to transmit on. The speaker will beep to give feedback when the channel is configured. Either 1 beep of a bass response or 3 beeps of no bass response. The new channel number will be saved. So let's go back over to the base 3 and program our remote. Alright, so here's our cab 1L, and I've already moved the cover down here. So I'm going to hold down the, get this down so I can do this at the same time. I'm going to hold down the set key here at the bottom, and I'm going to press the 1 button at the same time. Alright, the next part of the instructions say if I do any sort of command, the base should respond if we got a successful pair. So let's see what happens. Alright, looks like we got something. So let's move on to the next step. So now that we've gone over how to connect the cab 1L to the base 3, let's go over how to connect your smart device. So you can do it in one of two ways. You can join the base 3 to your home Wi-Fi or wherever you have this set up. Maybe it's your club, maybe it's somewhere else, but you can join the base 3 to your home or current building's Wi-Fi. But the way I'm doing it right now is I flipped the switch on the front of the base 3 from network to AP, and that allows me to use the base 3's built-in connection to connect to the base 3 that way. And I'll put a video up here on the screen on how to do that real quick. It's super simple. It's just like joining a Wi-Fi on your phone or a computer. All you got to do is tap on it and you're up and running. And one quick thing before we add the engine here, I'm not going to go into detail on how to do everything with the base 3 because for one, I'm still learning how to use it, and two, that would just make too long of a video to do here. Now that we've got an engine on the track here, let's go on into how to add an engine into the Base 3. Now, if you have a Cab 1L, a Cab 2, it's the same way you've always done it. But in the Cab 3 app, and make sure your engine's in program mode here. Now, all of my engines are already programmed in, but for the sake of the video, I'll redo this one. So you'll program it the exact same way that you do any other engine. So we'll type in the number here, and I'll just reprogram it to 22 here just for the sake of the video. So do set. And then make sure you put your engine back in run when you're done with the programming in. Now I've turned off the engine so you can hear me a little better. But what you'll notice whenever you program whether it's a steam engine, a diesel, or a station sounds car, whatever it is, into the Base 3, you'll notice the icon is a diesel instead of what it's actually supposed to be. What you do is you swipe up on the screen and you can change and you can type in the name. So I'm going to type in Southern Eagle Lines. Road number 21. Change it to steam from diesel. Control type legacy. Sound type legacy rail sounds. Hit back. Do you want to update the engine record? Yes. And now it should work just like any other steam engine. Now you can do that for diesel, station sounds car. I had to do that for all of mine. But once you do that, it should work. But hopefully in the near future you should be able just to do this without having to do all that. It's not that much of a hassle. It's really not too bad. But let's have some fun and run some trains.
Dispatcher, train is outbound. Over. Very good. Keep rolling. Out.
Alright, well that'll about wrap it up for this video. I hope this video has helped you learn how to use your Base 3. If you haven't gotten one yet, I hope this will show you what you wanted to know about the Base 3. I certainly enjoy it as someone who had not had a legacy command system before this. I'm very happy that I finally have a way to fully use my engines and cars to their full potential. Like I said, I'm still learning how to use all this, so if there was something you wanted to know that I didn't show in the video, feel free to leave a comment down below. I hope I can answer it. But if you did like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I've got some stuff coming in the near future that I'm really excited to show you guys. And yeah, that'll about wrap it up. But like I said, make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all next time.